Hi everyone. Let's look at a game by Gioachino Greco, who was an Italian chess player and writer who lived from about the year 1600 to 1634. He's likely the strongest player of his time, and he was probably the first chess professional. Reading from Wikipedia, Greco was a remarkable chess player who inhabited the era between Ruy Lopez and Philidor. At that early date, no great corpus of chess knowledge had been amassed. It is for that Greco's games should be understood as those of a brilliant inventor and pioneer, rather than as guides to sound play. Greco paved the way for many of the attacking legends of the Romantic era, such as Philidor, Adolf Anderssen, and Paul Morphy. As I understand it, many, if not all, of Greco's games that were published were fictitious. They weren't actually played, but they're nevertheless very entertaining. So let's have a look at a game where Greco has the black pieces, and this was in the year 1625. Okay, so the players played a king's gambit, and then we have a very rare move, f5. And the lichess database tells me this is the Pentheldachus counter gambit, and white makes the correct engine move here, e takes f5. Okay, and now black takes the opportunity to probe white's king side and perhaps induce a weakening pawn push, and then returns with his queen to e7. White checks on h5 with the queen, and black correctly steps aside. The players trade pawns. White blocks the check. Knight f6 gains a tempo on the white queen. It retreats. d5, and now the light squared bishop is attacking the f-pawn. So white defends it with g4. Black tries to undermine that pawn, and now white makes a mistake. He supports the g4 pawn further with h3. The problem with this move is black can trade pawns on g4, trade rooks, and draw the white queen to that unfortunate h1 square. This allows the black queen to come in with a check, and then the king stepped aside to d1. Now the knight comes into play by taking the pawn on g4, and at this point white makes a further mistake. He blunders with queen takes e5. The problem with this move is that it leaves the knight on g1 defenseless, and after black blocks the check, white has to at least lose a piece. In fact, the engine here is saying the best move is for white to play c6, gaining an escape square for his king, and give up that knight. Okay. Instead, white saved the knight by playing it to f3, and now black has a very beautiful checkmate in 4. If you'd like to try to find it, pause the video. Okay, so this is how Greco finished off his probably fictitious opponent. Checks with the knight, king steps over, and then a double check. If the king goes to f1, there's an immediate checkmate on f2. So the king goes back to d1. And now we have queen to e1 check, supported by the knight, forcing a capture, and then a nice smothered mate. And this was probably one of the first published smothered mates. So very entertaining game. Thanks for watching.